Okay, welcome back. Part 8, and I'm going to go find a reactor city, as I said last time, and gonna get resources from those buildings without dying. So now I'm gonna go and search for one. It's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Now I am gonna occasionally loot cemeteries and other cities for the time being. I'm looking for Ardite and Cobalt, as well as some hearts from these cemeteries. And although I do take damage from blazes from time to time, I still manage. Now I'm gonna continue looting these cities with pneumatic craft, loot tables, and hopefully pneumatic craft parts or machines. And I do have to heal because that zombie pigman did some damage to me. I like these buildings in particular just because most, but not all of them, are buried underground. Like you can see, there's dust that caused the building to cave in on itself. And remember, I do use cobblestone to mark where I've been, so, or where I've explored for the most part. Now, as you can see, I've been exploring for thousands and thousands of blocks. I still can't find a dang reactor city. Now, after looting this city for a bit, I didn't loot every single building, just a few. I'm going to keep on going and hopefully find a reactor building. And what do you know? I did a massive cut here, but this is like hours later. You can tell I'm freaking out, but I finally find these buildings that I'm looking for. And yes, this did take hours. I mean, look where I am on the map. I'm over 10,000 blocks away. Now here I'm just mentally preparing myself as well as my inventory, because I will have to fight a bunch of blazes. There are blaze spawners inside of these reactors. I have to be careful here, and my goal is to break every single spawner, then I can deal with all the other blazes for now. First, we need to get rid of these blazes. And it is risky. There we go, I got one side, there are still 3 other sides I need to deal with. There's another reactor building. Now I want to clear this other building because it's very close to that building. I just need to make light go inside, otherwise I'm gonna have a bunch of blaze spawners. We don't want a bunch of blaze spawners. I do mess up here. I kind of like I didn't get in a good spot. I could have gotten shot by blazes, but luckily not that time. However, it does happen. Almost there. Now, overheating is a problem, so I do need to be careful. And I think it has to do with the armor along with these blocks and probably the blazing pyrotheum, so I'm not really sure. It might be the blazes, to be honest. Do get hit by a blaze there, and I realize, okay, I need to relax a bit. And then the blaze comes out. And it shoots me again, probably. Yep. At that particular moment, I decide I need to get down and find a better spot. Maybe these mobs can despawn or something, I don't know. So while I wait for my temperature to decrease, I start making stuff. Like buckets. I didn't bring buckets, but the reason why I'm making buckets is so that I can pick up the pyrotheum and let myself cool down just in case if I get burned by the pyrotheum. Now it looks like the blazes are gone, so I can do my thing and start taking all these blocks. Because I do plan on making a turbine. I do want to make a turbine, even though it's expensive. I think it'd be fun to do. The only issue about the turbines are that it's just endgame, and once you reach endgame, there's really nothing else that you can do because the quest book is done by then, supposedly. Takes a while, but I do break every single block that's useful to me. And I realize I do need to make like storage or space, so I do use a hard and strong box. And then I'm like, okay, I can't use this. I have organic materials, so I need to use a different one. There we go. I start putting everything inside this. And I'm gonna break the reactor as well, as you can see. This stuff is highly flammable, so I need to be careful. And look, it literally turns to stone. That's how hot it is. There we go. Yeah, there are also mob spawners underneath this reactor, so I do need to be careful and eliminate them. Now, I didn't notice here, but I did get burned because apparently there's like a invisible blazing pyrotheum source block or somewhere. So I do need to extinguish myself. And I'm like, okay, I've never seen that in Crash Landing. I don't remember ever seeing this, where you supposedly take away all the pyrotheum and it just, you know, it's still there somehow. So I place water and you can hear it's still burning. It's still burning. So that was a close call, but yeah, now I know what I'm doing next time I loot another reactor. And yes, I will be using this stuff to make an actual reactor. It's much cheaper this way than having to craft my own casings and glass. Now I will also harvest this dark glass so that I can use it for potentially a mob spawner or something else for my base. Now the one issue I do have is that my pickaxe is getting close to breaking, so I will use ardite that I brought or ardite that I found, of course, from these cities, and I'll repair it eventually. Now, even though there are rusted blocks here, you can repair that with steel. So it saves you a bunch of resources. Instead of having to craft the casings, you can repair it with steel. And after doing that, I'm gonna harvest this other reactor too. Same thing. My goal here is to first take away all the pyrotheum. Blazing pyrotheum. Fortunately enough, there's no mob spawning because I did break the glass on top. Now, after making another bucket and collecting all the pyrotheum, I add another water bucket, as you see, and you see the pyrotheum is still there. It's just invisible, so that's why I have this water bucket helping me out. I'm gonna harvest everything that I can, and then I'll safely get out of this hellhole, I guess you could say. It is a little dangerous to be here. That took a while, but I got everything that I needed, other than that one piece of glass right there. Boom. Now, after doing that, I'm going to leave and make my slow journey back home, because I am far away. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a bed. I did lose my sleeping bag. I did have one, but I lost it, so I'm not sure where it went. That's the one thing I hate about the sleeping bags. It's just like, you, once you're done sleeping and you get up in the daytime, it just like pops out of your inventory and you have to like pick it up, and sometimes it goes a little too far, and maybe sometimes you don't notice that the sleeping bag is gone. So now I need to find, or I need to kill some spiders for string. I didn't realize that until now, but I need to do that, otherwise it's going to be hard, considering that it's nighttime. Now eventually I do secure myself enough string, and now I need to craft a bed. Now I will continue my journey back home. It's gonna take a long time. Okay, now I'm in a different recording, and you're probably wondering, how come I don't have my stuff, and why am I crafting all this stuff? Well, if you didn't realize until now, I did die. Far away, not too far away from the reactor area. I died near a cemetery, and now I need to make my way back, because I died to fall damage. Of all things, I died to fall damage. Second death in this pack, and I died like that, which is sad, but it's whatever. So now I'm just gonna have to make my way back. It's gonna take a long time, of course. Now, luckily, I do have markers, so I can navigate my way back. Now, the biggest issue I have is I actually don't know exactly where the coordinates are. I just know the general direction, so I'm gonna have to rely on some luck. Now I do find more industrial cities, and for some reason this one has a reactor, but it's like partially destroyed, so I mean, whatever. There it is. It's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this. And the reason why I'm showing you this long recording of me just flying slowly but surely back to where I died is just proof, and proof to myself, that I didn't even cheat when I died. I actually took the time to get back without cheating, because otherwise what's the point? It's single player, like what, come on. It's not multiplayer. Now, the reason I'm not recording full screen is just because I was listening to music while I was doing this, because it is time consuming. And I like to use these hills so I can get some height and travel a little bit further other than jumping and flying. And eventually I do make it. I actually look around for a bit and I do find the cemetery. And you'll see right now, this is where I died. I literally died to fall damage while trying to descend. I forgot I didn't have my jetpack on, so I just fell. Now, I was a little confused to why I don't have my stuff, but I realized that these sacks don't, these backpacks, I'll just call them backpacks, they don't keep the stuff inside, so when you die, it just falls everywhere, it drops everywhere. But yeah, I got my stuff back. Now, after like an hour or so of living more cities, I do make it back. Thanks to this jetpack, it was a little bit easier to get back. Now, I will start organizing my stuff because I did get a lot more resources. Especially compressed iron, my god. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna call it quits here. I finally found a reactor city. Fantastic. Now I can complete the salvage operation category in the quest book. That means I have the turbine and reactor stuff, and that's great. And next time, I think I will start changing my base. And what that means is I'm going to replace the dust floor with cobblestone, chiseled stone. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.